After purchasing one of the most talked about drivers of 2024, Costco Kirkland Signature Driver, I thought just how good could it be with a proper Tour fitting. So today here we are, we're down at SGGT, we're joined by Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
Very well, how you doing?
Thank you so much for your time so far today. We've filmed some fantastic videos, so make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see them. But we're talking Costco Kirkland, because I've never seen one of these fitted, and I want to see just how good it could potentially be. So you can see we've got a vast array of shafts in here, and we also have the Kirkland head. Now this thing cost us £199 brand new, and I'm going to put Jordan through his paces because here at SGGT, you claim you can fit anything.
We can, we've got the shafts to do it. We've added our adapter onto the Kirkland adapter, and we can try out some different things and hopefully get this driver working quite well for James.
Right, perfect. Where shall we start? Because the one thing that I thought was a little bit naff, and that's the exact term I used with the Kirkland, was the even flow shaft that came with it. It wasn't quite kind of cutting the mustard for me. And if I tried a slight upcharge in there from a Mizuno driver, it worked really well.
Perfect. So what we're going to do is, earlier on we did a fitting with you looking at the TaylorMade Mini driver.
Yep.
We found that the Ventus Blue was a very good product there. So we're just going to start off with that Ventus Blue in the driver, see how that works, and we'll go from there.
Perfect. Okay guys, so we have already hit some shots with it with its standard even flow shaft. But we're going to start with the Ventus Fujikura shaft, because this is a shaft that we've just tested in the Mini driver. It worked really well, didn't it?
Yeah, it worked really well.
Right. How much difference would you expect to see with a really good fitted shaft compared to like one you can buy next to the toilet roll and the ketchup in Costco?
So typically what we'd expect is just more consistency. So again, consistency of strike and face angle. So that's the thing we'd expect just from the shaft itself. Then the fitting's what allows you to swing it better.
Yeah.
So we kind of, even if it wasn't the most expensive product, but if it was fitted, you would then swing it better.
Yeah.
Then we then see from the better material just a more consistent delivery.
Yeah.
Then just means you're hitting more fairways on the golf course.
Great. It's amazing how it actually looks better as well, doesn't it? Like that looks almost like a premium driver now compared to before. Right.
Will then work better for you.
Yeah. That was a really nice ball flight.
So smash factor's pretty good.
Yeah.
1.47, so that's obviously the first thing you'd go to with it being a cheaper driver. That's the first thing you'd expect to drop off.
Yeah.
So again, obviously max being 1.5.
What are your thoughts? Have you seen one of these before?
I haven't. It's actually my
first. What are your thoughts
first
looking at the head? Because I think it's very Titleist kind of TSI2 vibe.
Yeah, I sort of get where you're coming from that. It's a look down the board.
So like tech-wise, because I always get a tech sheet when I review a driver.
Yeah.
And all it says is carbon crown, rear weighting, and then adjustable.
To be fair, that's kind of what you see. Like
Yeah.
that's what I was about to mention, but I mean, it looks nice. Like it looks like something, to be fair, like looking down at that of the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I could play that.
Like essentially all they're saying there is we've taken weight out the top of the head, we've put it rear back to make it more forgiving, and then if you want to change the loft, you can change the loft.
Yeah, and it's hoping, again, the issue with this is, as you kind of mentioned, like it's hoping that just as it comes works. There's no change in the shaft or anything like that. So
it's a Healy one.
That's a nice shot. Bit toey, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But
that's where I'm at home, isn't it?
yeah. Again, you can kind of see why your delivery kind of works well to get a good result from that.
Yeah.
So again, as we look at that shot, if we just pop the tracer up, like you're sitting yourself right-hand side of the fairway, looking at the ball flight, it was a nice shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we can find something where you can sort of close that face a little bit more, that would be beneficial.
Okay. I would pretty much guarantee there's never been an Oban shaft in a Costco driver.
Certainly not this one.
I would guarantee it. This could be very interesting. Better.
Again, I kind of prefer seeing your good shot left.
Yeah.
Just because I think the more you generally see it go left, the less you're going to try and hit it left. So the less you're going to drop that club on the inside and force it to go that way.
Straight away there though, smash factor 149.
Yeah.
Spinning at 2.8, total 280, so it's
doing good.
Yeah.
How does that feel to swing compared to what you were just getting?
It feels good. It feels so much better than standard as well.
Good. Yeah, I mean, you'd hope so. Like the shafts we've just put in there are probably like 5 times the price, maybe even more than what the stock one would be.
Yeah.
So you're using a lot higher grade of graphite, which just means it's going to be delivering a club a lot more consistently. Essentially, there's just less glue between all the graphite, which is great. And again, it's nice to see that you sort of feel that difference.
That was nice.
I think you take the first one out with this, and then suddenly we've hit 3.
Yeah, the first one was just a really I was upset with myself on the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one's come out a little bit high in spin. Probably the one thing I would be noticing out of this is that the spin rate is potentially quite high. So again, it's quite a good shot, like it's a fade, but it's not a ridiculous fade in terms of how much it's moved. We are at 10.5 degrees. You mentioned how you quite often play 9, so we can maybe play around with that loft adapter. But from something that's a sort of high strike up in the head, I'd possibly expect that spin to be a little lower than what I just expected. Again, it's probably where you're seeing the difference between this and sort of your more premium product, is that the strike isn't moving around too much, which is good from your perspective. You're delivering it consistently. But what we've seen in terms of the spin rates is, let me just get this up on here. You can see how we're sort of going from 2.2 with the shot beforehand, and then suddenly we're up at almost 3,200.
Yeah.
And I know there is a change to the delivery, that the face is a little bit more open on the last one, but I wouldn't expect to see that big of a difference.
No.
So I think if I had a ping or a Titleist in your hand, for example, I wouldn't expect to see as much variation. Again, for the golfer this is probably aimed at, may not be that big of a deal, but for sort of your more seasoned pro who's had a better driver for a little while, they might not be getting as much out the head as they'd want to.
Okay.
So just going to go into a shaft that's probably a little bit more price point appropriate.
Okay.
So I couldn't imagine seeing, so like last shaft we've just tried, you're looking around £700 there or thereabout for that to be built with a tip. Yeah. So I can't see many people getting a Kirkland driver and then put that shaft in it, because you'd probably just go buy a Titleist or TaylorMade, whichever brand you're sort of interested in. So what we're now doing is popping the Adela NVS in, which is going to come in at a sort of a much better price point for most people. And yeah, we'll sort of see how you get on.
Okay, fantastic. Looks nice. The graphics are almost quite similar to the standard shaft, but it did come with from Costco. It's a nice ball flight.
It's nice.
A little bit cutty, but we know we're cutting across it today, so really pleased with that strike location. Not as much run out. Ball speed's low though, isn't it?
Yeah, again, you've hit it quite high in the head there, so it's something that we'd typically expect to drop off, maybe just not quite that much. Yeah. Like I wouldn't, if the smash factor came up at 1.46, I would have been impressed. Yeah. So 1.44 was probably about what I was expecting to see for sort of the price point the driver is.
Not bad. I mean, it's not bad, but I wouldn't say, I don't know, I feel like maybe looking at all the numbers combined, maybe the head only packs so much. Yes. Like, because a shaft is designed to load the head, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
But if the head can only deliver so much.
There's only so much you're going to get out of it.
Yeah. Oh, left.
Yeah, so I think a little bit of this as well probably shows what, sort of talking about earlier on, you sort of saying what you'd expect from a fitted shaft and what you'd expect from a more premium shaft. When we're looking here, sort of watching you swing, this does not look anywhere near as consistent as what the Oban just did. No. Like when I watch you swing it, this just looks a lot more difficult. Yeah. Whereas the Oban just looked like you're able to just swing through an entire cleaner. They are fairly similar in terms of what they would say on a spec sheet. Yeah. Outside of the fact that the Oban's made out of better quality materials. Mm-hmm. So kind of looking at that, you'd sit there and go, right, that is what you would be paying your money for. But yeah, we'll try something else and see if we can see just a little bit more performance than that.
You going anywhere with the loft, or just happy with
do that in a second? Yeah. Should also move your strike down the head a little bit, which would be beneficial.
Wonderful. Yeah. Car GX, Bobby. Nice little blue number.
So this is the GX 160 M4 made by Acura. So it's a really, really common shaft for us. It's something we fit a lot of. It's just really, really good for the price point. Yeah. We find that even if something that is a bit more expensive works better, it's generally not. It's not something the person sort of swinging it can feel. So we'll see what it does for you. It's quite nice and lightweight as well. Yeah, great shot. Brilliant shot.
That's the best one of the day, isn't it? That was lovely.
Definitely.
Really nice.
That's really, really good, that, James.
Yeah, that was lovely.
Come out a little high spin. Yeah. But it's a really, really good strike.
I think that's the driver head, though. Because when I reviewed this, I thought, get this kind of high toe, and the spin drops and you can hit an half decent shot. Yeah. Whereas if you get it middle, it just
sort of creeps up. And again, you're sort of looking at typically, again, I don't know how much design's actually gone into the golf club, how much thought they've really put in, but if I was designing this, I'd be expecting it to be built for a slower swinger. Yeah. And with that, typically the spin's be more beneficial, because the amount of spin you create is influenced by the amount of speed you have. So if you've got less speed, one, you're going to create less spin, and two, you want more spin to help keep the ball in the air. So that would be the sort of thing.
It's not like to create an LS model, is it?
No,
with a weight forward.
Exactly. So again, for you, it's probably something where we're looking at that last shot being really good. We just want to sort of lower the loft a little bit, which we can do through the adapter. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, lovely. That shaft feels like it goes really well in the head.
Yeah.
Ball speed nearly 160. I'm pleased with that.
Yeah, so now we're sort of finding the right part of the head. We're starting to see 1.48 smash factor.
Yeah.
Again, for a strike like that, I'd be expecting 1.5 really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 1.48, the head's not doing a bad job. And again, we're sort of looking at optimizer, it's just a little high in spin.
Yeah.
So if we can get that down a little bit, this would be the sort of thing where in a fitting, I'd go, right, let's grab, go to a different head that is going to produce a slightly lower spin rate. But yeah, that's the sort of thing where if someone came in with this head, then we would be able to sort of try and do that. Hitting that well there.
Yeah. I feel like it just complements it nicely, to be fair.
Okay, let's just try tweaking that loft down.
Yeah, 262, 285. For the price of the head, it's not terrible, is it? Like, I would generally anticipate a few more yards with that kind of strike with a normal head.
Yeah.
A normal head, a more expensive head.
It's quite nice. I've been quite impressed actually on the adapter here as well. They've got a couple of different settings. So they've got a draw setting on here, which should probably work the same way as what it would in other models, where it sets the line.
It's the same adapter as Mizuno.
Perfect. So
yeah,
makes sense.
I suppose they're always gonna outsource that, aren't they? They're never going to create their own adapter because the R&D there for the price of the driver is going to be very difficult. So when you go and see the sliders that they have and the barbecues, and I actually got a barbecue from Costco, really good, really good. No, Bobby, it's not been the winner for it. And I did give people food poisoning last time I used it as well, so there's that.
Obviously, that's the barbecue stuff.
Apart from that, yeah, really good.
That swing?
Yeah. I mean, it's left, but it's penetrating that. One ball. Quite like the lower ball flight. Up there, 260, 286, sorry.
You gave that one the beans.
Yeah. But I feel like this shaft, I can just kind of go after it a little bit more.
Definitely. It's certainly a lot more stable in feeling compared to the even flow that would have been in it beforehand. That looks good.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see how the head does there, because you've sort of caught that in that high toe area. You'd be hoping for the spin to drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sort of in a good area, but still at 2.6. Like for that strike, I'd be hoping that to drop down to 2.2 really.
Yeah, and that's just a little bit longer than the standard shaft was as well.
Yeah.
So.
And to me, it just looks like you're more comfortable to be able to swing this quicker. That's good.
Yeah. Realistically, I think what I've learned from this is you can improve it, but the head's only as good as the head. Yeah. Realistically.
The thing I say to a lot of people is that for sort of things like this, the fitting's the important bit, right? So if someone needed a 10.5 loft in this and that worked, then it's probably going to be quite good. Yeah. It'll probably be absolutely fine. Whereas for you, we're sort of looking at this going, right, we need a head that's got a little less spin, just so we can move that. Again, that last shot you've hit okay, and it's still at 282. Whereas I feel like, again, if we moved into a different model, we might be able to reach that out to 290, 295, and sort of try and push the boundaries a little bit more. So again, if someone's happy at that sort of lower area, then perfect, it might work.
I guess the real question is, or was, can you fit a Costco Kirkland driver? The answer is yes. The other question is, should you? Probably not. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem at all.
Guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, smash that subscribe button below. Go and check out the guys at SGGT Tour Performance Fitting on Instagram. Apart from that, I'll see you all at the same time tomorrow. Yeah, not for me.